It's the stand-up sit-down with special guest David Shair and your host Dan Pena.
Wow, thank you so much. Thank you, everybody, and welcome to the show. I am your host, Dan Pena. No, seriously, thank you, canned applause. You're too kind. Seriously, it feels like I'm performing for ghosts up here or something. You can stop now. It's only getting weirder. You guys, it's been such an interesting week in politics. Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, AOC as she's known, held a town hall meeting in New York where a protester disrupted the event by chanting, "Eat the babies!" Since then, polls have shown that AOC's popularity has swelled over 700% among dingoes. This joke was written and funded by the Dingoes for a Better America Association. On Thursday, the president not only continued pressuring Ukraine to investigate the Bidens, but now also invited China to investigate. Now, I'm not a politician, but China, Ukraine, Russia, any country out there listening, please interfere with our viewership stats. According to our YouTube analysis, the average duration of our audience retention span is 5 minutes and 27 seconds. And to that I say, thank you so much for watching this intro. This has been another episode of the Stand-Up Sit-Down with Dan Pena. We'll see you next week, folks. For those of you that make it all the way to the end of this episode, I'd like to say, thanks, Mom. I love you too. You guys, the reviews for our show are in. Peter Travers from the Rolling Stone gave us a review. How freaking cool is that? Peter wrote, "I love this show. I've yet to write a bad review for anything. I love antidepressants." That's right. Even my girlfriend was impressed. In the comments section, she wrote, "Wow, you did it. The whole thing." Thanks, babe. But hey, don't just take their word for it. Joining us now is ultimate podcast critic, Armand Gourchian. Armand, thank you so much for joining us on the show.
Thank you for having me on behalf of everyone in the world. I'd like to award you with this Cracker Barrel gift card for the best podcast that ever was and ever will be.
Oh, wow, that's such an honor. How much is on this thing?
I don't know, like $5.
It's a little scratched up and doesn't have like a jacket or anything. Is this used?
You want this or what?
Oh, no, I do. Thank you.
Oh, thank you.
Wow. We've got a fantastic show for you, everybody. Warner Brothers animation artist David Shair is here. How cool is that? So whatever you do not go away. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome David Shair. David.
Hi, Dan.
Great to have you on the show,
Thanks,
man. Please have a seat.
All right.
Yeah.
I like that.
Welcome to my show, the Stand-Up Sit-Down.
Oh, thank you. We're
Yeah.
sitting down.
Yeah.
I guess we just did the stand-up.
Yeah, I did the stand-up
You did
part.
the stand-up part.
Yeah.
So that works.
How are you doing, man?
Oh, all right. Yeah, doing okay. Just got off work and seeing a different kind of movie after work.
Okay, what movie was that?
It's called Welcome to the Dollhouse.
Okay.
It was sort of a bleak, dark comedy thing.
Okay.
So it was interesting. Yeah. I think
Nice,
it's from
man.
the 80s. or
Oh,
something. So,
okay.
Yeah, I think so. I don't know.
Is this something you do a lot? You just have like a movie night with
Sometimes
friends,
after
or
work. Yeah,
Okay.
we hadn't had it in a couple of months, but like the last one we saw was Clifford, which was one I picked, which was a Martin Short, Charles Grodin comedy.
Gotcha.
So good. I recommend it.
So you work on the lot at Warner's, right?
Yeah, Warner Brothers. Oh, well, just outside of the lot, just outside.
Oh,
of it.
over at the ranch?
Not the ranch, but somewhere in between. Like
They
just
have
like,
those offices across the street. Is that
Yeah,
where,
it's like that.
where the big movie posters are and stuff?
Yeah. Oh, it's close to. There's Warner Brothers has a lot of buildings there, but yeah,
Yeah.
it's like, and it's but yeah, we can go on the lot like whenever, just for lunch. Just go there and shop and get coffee or and just like look around. It's fun.
Do you always go to the smokehouse over there for lunch?
Oh, I haven't been yet. I've been there. I was there once, but it was before I worked at Warner Brothers. I was there on a sort of a kind of, I don't know, it's kind of a date thing.
Okay.
Not quite. I remember paying a lot for dinner and nothing never saw her again really after that.
Tell me, how'd you get into animation?
Oh gosh, you mean like when like I got
Drawing,
Like-
illustrating.
Oh yeah.
How'd you get into that whole thing?
Oh well, I professionally or like getting interested in it. kind of
Both.
thing? Oh well, I got interested in it as a kid. I watched a lot of Disney movies and a lot of Looney Tunes cartoons,
Okay.
and a lot of Saturday morning and stuff like that. But I loved it. And I got really into it, especially around the time I liked to draw growing up. I liked to draw Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. I remember. In
Who
particular.
didn't, man?
Yeah.
I was always good at drawing Ninja Turtles and Bart Simpson, and that was about it.
Yeah, that was a great
Yeah,
time.
yeah.
That was. I once saw a shirt where they combined Bart Simpson and Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles together. I think it was
You
Teenage,
saw a shirt?
Teenage Mutant Ninja Simpson, I think. Yeah, I had it. I had this shirt. I got it probably near like the subway and like near Yankee or Shea Stadium in New York. But
I'm jealous of your childhood.
but that was also Simpsons was also a big influence. I saw so around the time, especially when Beauty and the Beast came out. That was like that formative age, and also my dad had a light box that he built for my sister, and a light
that's
box
cool.
is that thing that you can see the paper that you're drawing on. You see the paper below it, so you can animate. Looking at, you can see what you already drew below, and you
Yeah.
can make it a little different on this one, and then you could flip it. And
So
it's
that way,
moving.
yeah, you just
And
do
you
the whole
keep-
flippy, and then you got the motion.
So you got Lightbot. You can keep changing the drawings and make it act. And so I had that, and yeah, I got really into it. I kind of got away from it in high school and college because I like doing art classes, but I didn't really think it could be a particular career. I thought I had to be like a born talented individual. My drawings weren't that wonderful. I thought like, oh, I wasn't good enough to potentially do it. Later.
But you're actually very talented. You drew for my birthday. You gave me a Sylvester from Looney Tunes.
Oh yeah.
That
No,
was
thank
very
you.
Cool.
Oh,
yeah.
thank you, man. Well, it took some time. What happened was when I was in my mid-20s, kind of figuring out what I really wanted to do, I got into improvisational acting in
Which
New
is
York.
how we met.
It's
Oh,
how
but
we
not
met.
in New York though.
Yeah. We met in LA when it came out here. Just same thing, yeah. But improv was great, and I loved the acting of it. I fell back in love with. I did acting in school, and I fell in love with the acting part. And I took a career class there, and it kind of led me to say like I should do animation. The only thing back was the drawing. I didn't have the skills, so I'm like, go to art school and see if I can last a semester and go to and find the best animation school that I could find that fit someone who had already gone to college and didn't have a portfolio because I hadn't done anything.
So
before.
how did you get accepted if they didn't if you
They
didn't even
didn't need it. They didn't need a
really? That's
portfolio. They'll
great.
take anyone.
Thank you for your money. You know.
So yeah, but I found the Academy of Art. in
Was it
San
just
Francisco.
pass fail too? All you need to do is
no.
really show up.
No, it was.
He
it
still
was
can't
hard.
draw for shit.
No.
Warner Brothers
Don't
will
make me do
hire
it.
anyone.
Yay!
He's
thank
a
you.
body that's breathing and warm.
Yeah, it was. But yeah, that was cool. It was cool. But it was the hardest work I've ever done in my life. Was
Oh, wow.
art school.
I'll bet it's intimidating.
It is. It's and yeah, there's so many good people, and it's such hard work. Imagine spending over 40 hours on one thing, like one drawing, just to make it really good, and to do a master drawing. I didn't know I had the patience to spend 34 hours on one thing. I learned that doing that semester in art school, and it went all right. So I just kept going.
Very cool.
And yeah, 3 years later, I was out down here with a portfolio full of storyboards because I figured out that's what I want to do in animation. And then, yeah, it took some time,
cool.
but yeah.
Did you have any like heroes or anything that kind of like inspired you? You're like, I want to be John Lasseter. Or,
Oh,
you know?
I think I would look at storyboard people or people that had done storyboards that I really liked. Chris Sanders was one who had done storyboards for Mulan. I think it might have been head of story on Mulan, and he was the director and creator of Lilo and Stitch, and he directed How to Train Your Dragon, co-directed that.
So he's a very rich man, is what you're saying.
He might be, probably by now, yes. And so I looked at his, I looked at Brenda Chapman, basically, and Roger Allers. There were these 3 storyboards that were featured in this Making of Beauty and the Beast Art of Animation Disney book I had growing up. So I was always like, these are, the people. And also Glenn Keane, who a lot of people know. He's known as probably as one of the best super character animators out there, maybe the best. It's debatable, but there's
More
a lot.
than Tex Williams, huh?
What?
Oh, Tex Avery.
That's it.
Yeah, no. Well,
Hold
I
on,
guess,
let's redo that one. let's
Tex
yeah,
Williams.
Tex
He played for
Avery.
the Red Sox.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, for sure. That was I know, but I know he's very well known now, but yeah, I looked at a lot of different people, and as I went in school, I discovered even more people that are inspirational. Also, like the Looney Tunes people, like Chuck Jones, Tex Avery,
Chuck
you
Jones,
mentioned. Yeah, those were they were very cool, and they whoever kind of put out a book that was very interesting to me would be someone that I would be. It would be like, cool, like I like this book, let me learn about this person and what their career was like and maybe how they were able to do what they wanted.
And just kind of try and emulate it as best you can.
Yeah, possible. Yeah.
Learn from the best.
Yeah.
What exactly is a storyboard artist?
Oh, a storyboard artist takes they almost make a comic strip kind of thing, you could think about it, but it's like taking they're the first ones to draw an animated cartoon from either a script or an outline. So basically, visually, what it's going to look like on a TV screen or computer screen, what people are going to watch, the storyboard artist draws it all first.
So is it kind of like a bridge between the conceptual designs and what we actually see, or is this like just the very first time you ever see any of that?
That's a good question. In feature, they'll have sort of a time to make concept design or visual development, sort of big picturesque of what the art direction and things might look like. On our show in television, which is kind of what this is, we don't really have visual development. We kind of do it with our drawings first. We'll kind of design characters, make what the backgrounds are going to look like, all in the storyboards, as well as do the acting for all those characters, and so we can do gags, make up gags, make it funny. This is a gag-based cartoon, this one, so runs a little differently. Plus, this one, the storyboard artists also write nearly most of the dialogue that the characters say, so you have the opportunity to kind of create a cartoon as it would from your very specific point of view. So each storyboard artist will have different cartoons coming out of them for this particular show.
So how much creative control do you have exactly? Because I know with something like Looney Tunes, which has been around for a long time, Bugs Bunny is going to be naked, probably, you know? And then you got like the little old lady who's with Tweety, who probably has like the blue, you know, she's got like the hat and like the almost like a cape or something like that, like a jacket. So like some of them, I imagine, already have like their own clothes and designs and stuff.
Completely.
So,
you're right.
So is it just like the props and stuff like that you get to come up with yourself?
Well, it's interesting. Like sometimes we're doing characters that aren't. There's definitely the advantage of this show is that the Looney Tunes are there. They're the stars. They've been around for so many more years than us. So we have those guys, but there's also a lot of characters that are sort of incidentals or characters that we invent to help these stories. Maybe there's like a cashier or a or a certain expression that we're creating that hasn't been created on this character before.
Okay.
And so there's different ways that we kind of like design the characters, I guess, in a way. But you're right, there are very established ones, luckily for this one. But also we are going towards a certain style, which is sort of like a late 30s, early 40s kind of look.
Very particular, yeah.
Yeah, so it's a particular...
I mean, compared to everything that we have today, like Family Guy and everything else, you need to keep that kind of consistency that's true to that character.
Yeah, and that particular era. Because if you look at Looney Tunes throughout the years, they changed the way they look. Bugs Bunny looked a lot different from when he started to when he actually ended.
Yeah.
And to now. Yeah, I mean, he hasn't ended. He's alive and well. I promise you. He's not tied up in the studio somewhere.
No.
And just on his last gasp. He's there.
Yeah.
And he's acting and doing great.
That's very cool. So I know that you had worked on a few projects before. One of your biggest projects, I would say, was Fish Hooks, which was on Disney Channel. And you were on that for a few seasons.
Yeah.
Having written an episode of your own and doing a voice for, was it Professor Shrimp's? Dr. Shrimp?
Yeah, Dr. Shrimp.
Dr. Shrimp.
He had a medical degree.
That's very cool.
Thing. Yeah, it was Fish Hooks was my first show. Luckily, I was able to get my first professional job at Disney Television Animation, and it was a show where you again board and write. And I got to do some boarding and writing on a couple of episodes there. And then I also did storyboard revisions, which is coming in after the storyboard artist is done and like pumping up the acting and fixing mistakes and cleaning up drawings that aren't quite clean enough and adding backgrounds that are needed. Yeah, polisher, but sometimes you'd have to reboard certain sequences and certain things and redo the acting because the voice actor might have done something different than what was originally, that the storyboard artist originally did the acting with. They might have added their own acting. So if it's different than what the storyboard artist drew, we go in as revisionists to listen to the voice actor and be like, okay, I kind of get the emotion of what they're saying here and basically repose out the storyboard drawing to using the actor's voice to give us the oomph and the acting, the emotion that we needed to draw to.
I've got a question about that. Like, in the kind of scenario like that where you have an actor doing something different from the storyboard artist, who wins out in that war of creativity?
Well, it's interesting. I wouldn't consider it, you know what? I wouldn't consider it quite a war. I'd almost consider it a building, almost like an improv scene.
Okay.
And especially improv to me is like great training for doing animation. A lot of people don't know, or they're in animation haven't done improv, and I always think, but we're working so collaboratively. Like you were talking about creative control before, and what that is. It's really a lot of the gags are contributed by the producers, the executive producer. We do have a story editor and a staff writer there, and my director himself, and we're all in a room. And we're kind of throwing out gag ideas. So when you see the cartoon, you'll see a compilation and collaboration of a lot of different people's ideas. And when you're saying with the voice actor with this, it's almost like a build. They'll look at the storyboard drawings when they're doing their acting on occasion, but they'll add a lot to it, and then we'll use what they did, and we'll add using on top of that, and plus what they did. And
so you're just kind of putting the meat on the bones, so to speak. At that point.
And sometimes it goes back and forth. Yeah, sometimes it can go, and sometimes we'll even rewrite a line, and they'll have to re-record it again. So it's like it just keeps kind of like building, and then we all run out of time, and we have to ship it.
So I've got a game that I want to play with you called Draw It. Okay.
Oh, okay.
So producer Annie has given us cards here. We're not allowed to look at them just yet. On what we're going to do is we've got pads underneath our chairs, and we're going to draw. We're going to have 15 seconds to draw as fast as we can whatever is on these cards. We're going to hold it up so that way whoever's watching, our audience, will see exactly, we'll see exactly what it is before the other person knows.
Oh.
And then we'll put it down, and at the end of 15 seconds, we'll show it to each other and try and guess what it is. So
they'll be different.
Yes, yeah.
Oh, okay. All right, cool.
So again, I promise you, I've not seen these yet. Only producer Annie has. And 3, 2, 1, show 'em. And go. Okay.
Okay. Go this way. Oh shit.
All right. Okay, this is what I got.
Oh! I'm going to show what I got.
Yes! Okay, so yours has a longer snout than mine. So I'm going to go with you got crocodile?
Yeah, it's a crocodile.
Nice,
Good
nice.
job.
And I got, that was
And
weak. That was weak.
Oh, yeah, sorry. It was a fist with a hand pump.
Yeah.
All right, well, I mean, I would assume we might
Shorter
get a similar.
snout.
Well, yeah, it's a shorter snout than I would have to say the alligator.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
All right, because there's also
Yes.
I wasn't saying I almost might have been saying I was saying common alligator, but it also could have been a caiman, and I'm just mispronouncing it. But that is another type of crocodilian. So but that's what I was alligator.
We've got two more here.
Two more. Oh, okay. All right. I'm gonna. I do have 2 pieces of paper. Okay. I'm gonna use the back of these later because I
like to conserve paper.
I like to conserve paper.
Save the environment.
Mm-hmm.
All right, here we go.
Okay.
3, 2, 1. Here we go.
Look at that.
And
I think it's a lot
go.
of words. Okay.
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 Oh God. Your turn, right?
Okay.
Okay.
All right, so just use your brain muscles.
That is the Great Wall of China.
Oh my God! Really?
I
You
did not.
got it?
Yes, that was great. I hope
got
you
it
get this one. I hope
Oh
you get
my
this
God!
one. Okay.
What?
Yeah.
How did you get that?
It's the. It looks like a wall. It looks really good.
Oh,
show it.
thanks.
Show it to the camera really well.
Yeah,
Look at that.
that's just,
Look at that.
You know,
The,
I was trying to-
the only other thing I would have guessed is maybe like it could also be Godzilla's spine. You know how
Right.
he's got those whatever they are on his back.
Yes.
Those spines. Like
Yeah.
this.
No, I agree. That could have
All
been.
right.
Yeah.
This is what I got.
Okay, let's see here. All right. Oh, you are shaving a sheep.
So close.
You're
So close.
Wool shaver.
So close.
It's shaving a. 1, 2, 3. Shaving 3 sheep.
No, but so close. No.
Okay. Oh, the stages of hair loss for a sheep.
Yeah, it's counting sheep.
Oh.
Any future projects that you got going on that you'd like to talk about, or are you like all NDA'd up?
Well, yeah, the Looney Tunes, I mean, you know, a lot of people know the Looney Tunes. I can't specifically go into exactly what we're doing, but they will be out. There is actually one out right now on YouTube called Dynamite Dance.
Oh, fantastic.
Looney Tunes Cartoons Dynamite Dance, if you look that up on YouTube. It's 1.5 minutes, but it kind of can give you a sense of what our show will end up being like, and it's out right now.
Very cool.
And me myself, I don't know. I might be sort of like going and pitching my own show a little bit.
What? That's cool.
and,
Are you allowed to talk about any premises? No, probably not.
Well, yeah, keeping it close to the vest. I'm not saying I have any buyers, but just working on my own kind of a thing, which is good to do, and especially on your off hours, so that you have a little more something that might be your own. Sometimes when you're for a studio, again, you're working for someone else, and it's nice to have something that maybe represents you and your experiences a little bit more, and maybe someday could end up as something.
Dude, where can our audience follow you? Like you're on all the platforms, I assume.
I don't post as often as I probably could. There's a lot of artist people that do post a lot of.
I see your Instagram stories, sir.
Oh, yeah, I do. Sometimes. I'm at Instagram. I'm at Shair. That's my last name. My last name is Shair, and then it's Share because it's sharing something. So share. I probably would have to spell it again for you guys to get it, but
you can also Google him.
I guess David Shair with Shair. It's like a chair, but with an S instead of a C.
Never thought of it that way, but yeah, I guess that makes sense.
At some point I was like, oh, that's an easier way to describe it than, just saying, not the singer.
Yeah. It has been an absolutely weird experience having you. Thank you so much for joining us, David. Everybody, please tune in next week. We've got comedian Theo Manhattan joining us. Stay tuned and take care.